Israel and Iran appear to be honoring that fragile ceasefire as it now enters its third day. But in his first appearance since the airstrikes on his country's nuclear facilities, Iran's supreme leader sounding defiant today, declaring victory over the U.S. and Israel and threatening more attacks on American bases if the ceasefire is broken. However, the diplomatic process seems to be well underway. British and European officials met with negotiators from Iran today, and they said that talks went well and that both sides are remaining cautiously optimistic.
The Supreme Court rules states can cut off Medicaid funding to Planned Parenthood. The South Carolina case centers on funding for other Planned Parenthood health care services, such as contraception, cancer screenings, and pregnancy testing. Now, the ruling comes amid a wider GOP push to defund Planned Parenthood and force it to close about 200 centers, most of them in states where abortion is legal. The Minnesota Department of Human Services and the state's largest Medicaid provider system says Medicaid cuts outlined in President Trump's Big Beautiful Bill will be harmful to everyone. Not just the nearly 1.3 million Minnesotans enrolled in Medicaid and Minnesota Care programs. The bill is currently being worked out in the Senate Finance Committee after narrowly passing the House. The House version would cut $500 million in annual funding to Minnesota alone. And according to the CEO of Hennepin Healthcare, a lack of coverage will not change if a person is sick, but when they decide to get treatment.
One good example is you have a wound on your leg. You should probably go and get it stitched up and get some antibiotics. But if you don't go in and you don't have care, the wound gets worse and worse, and then you're deathly ill by the time you come in.
A number of provisions in the Senate version of the bill were flagged and could require 60 votes to pass instead of a simple majority. The GOP only holds a 3-seat Senate majority, and the bill would then return to the House, where it would need to pass before it can go to the president's desk for his signature.